are from Bali University International Clinical Pharmacy Study Program. I am Cahyani.
I am Pusparini. I am Sintya. I am Trisya. I am Ade.
Here we will conduct an interview about the quality of life. One of the speakers used the SF-36 method. Before we have to know what is the quality of life.
Pharmacoeconomic studies is indispensable in the selection of treatment in Indonesia because they provide information about the most effective, efficient, utility, and useful treatment among many treatments. Pharmacoeconomic studies conducted include cost-effectiveness analysis, cost minimization analysis, cost utilization analysis, and cost-benefit analysis. Cost minimization analysis an analysis carried out by comparing the cost required by two or more healthy or treatment program that aim to find out and identify the lowest cost treatment with the same outcome. The cost minimization analysis, the treatment has the smallest cost in the treatment program by giving the expected effect, then the treatment can be stated as the most cost effectiveness analysis.
Cost utility analysis or CUA is a method of analysis in pharmacoeconomy that is compare the cost of treatment with the quality of life obtained from the treatment given. Treatment outcomes for CUA are expressed in life years or LY and quality adjusted life years or QALY.
Cost benefit analysis or CBA, the alternative CBA selected does not have the same outcome, but the outcome and cost incurred are calculated and measured unit using of money. Cost-benefit ratio is calculated by distinguishing which alternative have relatively greater benefit compared to cost occur.
CAA is an analysis used to food and judge a health or treatment program the base of several choices, purposeful treatment, same treatment. CAA convert cost and effectiveness in kind ratio. Treatment compared to CAA is an alternative treatment with different efficacy and safety. CAA can be done by comparing two or more alternative treatment. To do CAA, it is necessary to have data regarding medical costs and the effectiveness parameter of the treatment or treatment outcome. The medical costs referred to are direct costs incurred by patient during treatment. Such costs may include medical expense, doctor consulting fees, medical equipment costs, laboratory costs, the cost of the room, and costume service. CAA is usually described in ESER and calculation ESER. ESER is a value that states the amount of the cost need for increase in treatment outcome. The treatment that has the lowest ESER value is the most cost-effectiveness treatment, while ESER is a value that shows the additional cost needed to produce every change is 1 unit of treatment outcome.
Quality of life. Health is a basic need and main capital to achieve the best quality of life. Quality of life is related to very multidimensional health, which include psychosocial, physical, and emotional status, and patient autonomy, and applies to various medical conditions. One of the assessment of quality of life can be done by use a generic questionnaire and made for thorough assessment of the patient condition. One of these are SF-36 questionnaire as a measure of quality of life. SF-36 is a health survey questionnaire to assess quality of life, which consists of 36 questions. SF-36 is a survey questionnaire that measures general health criteria as follows: physical function, 10 items, social function, 2 items, role limitation, physical, 4 items, role limitation, emotional, 3 items, mental health, 5 items, energy, 4 items. Find 2 items, general health perception, 5 items, change in general health, 1 item, physical component summary for domain, 21 1 item, mental component summary for domain, and 15 item. The method of collecting data that is interview, telephone, and is given directly. The average quality of life score is 16. Below that, the quality of life score is considered not good. The score 100 is a very good level of quality of life. The need for help is a major need for one life. If a person is not healthy, it will cause expense for that person due to the reduce. Hello, Mom.
Hello, you look great.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Dewi from Clinical Pharmacy Department of Bali Internasional University.
That's the famous one.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
If I give you some question to measure your quality mind of life, SF-36, and then you choose one option for each questionnaire item. One, in general, what you say your health is? Excellent, very good, good, fire, and poor.
I feel very good.
Very good. Two, compared to 1 year ago, how would you rate your health in general now? Much better than 1 year ago, somewhat better than 1 year ago, about the same, somewhat worse now than 1 year ago, much worse than 1 year ago.
Somewhat more or better than 1 year ago.
And then the following items are about activity you make do during a typical day. Does your health now limit you in this activity? If so, how much? 3. Vigorous activity such as running, lifting heavy objects, participating in strenuous sports. Yes, limit at a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, a limit of little.
Little. 4. Moderate activity such as a moving table, pushing a vacuum cleaner, bowling or playing golf. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, a limit a little.
Okay. Lifting or carrying groceries. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a lot.
Okay. 6. Climbing several flights of stairs. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a lot.
Okay. 7. Climb on flight of stairs. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a little.
8. Bending, kneeling, or stooping. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a little.
And 9. Walking more than a mile. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a lot.
Okay. Walking several blocks. Yes, limit a lot. No, not limit at all. Yes, limit a little.
Yes, limit a lot.
And 11. Walking 1 block. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a little, because if a lot, my neighbor will complain.
Okay. 12. Bathing or dressing yourself. Yes, limit a lot. Yes, limit a little. No, not limit at all.
Yes, limit a lot.
Loud. Okay. During the past 4 weeks, have you had any of the following problem with your work or other regular daily activity as a result or a physical health? 30. Cut down the amount of time you spend on work or other activity. Yes or no?
Yes.
And accomplish less than you would like. Yes or no?
Yes.
And well limit in the kind of work or other activity. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. And had difficulty performing the work or other activity. For example, it took extra effort. Yes or no?
No.
No. And then, during the past 4 weeks, have you had any any of the following problem with your work or other regular daily activity as a result of any emotional problem, such as feeling depressed or anxious? Cut down the amount of time you spend on work or other activity. Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. Accomplish less than you would like. Yes or no?
No.
No. Didn't you work or other activity as careful as usual? Yes or no?
No.
No. During the past 4 weeks, to what extent has your physical health or emotional problem interfered with your normal social activity with family, friend, neighbor, or group? Not at all, slightly, moderately, quite a bit, extremely.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. How much bodily pain have you had during the past 4 weeks? None, very mild, moderate, severe, very severe.
None.
Okay. During the past 4 weeks, how much did pain interfere with your normal work, including both work outside the name and housework? Not at all, a little bit, moderately, quite a bit, and extremely.
Not at all.
The questions are about how you feel and how things have been with you during the past 4 weeks. For each question, please give the one answer that comes close to the why you have been feeling. How much of the time during the past 4 weeks did you feel full of it? All of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time.
None of the time.
Okay. Have you been a nervous person? All of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time.
Little bit of the time.
Little of the time. Have you feel so down in the dump that nothing could cheer you up? All of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time.
Little bit.
Have you feel calm and peaceful all of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
A good bit of the time.
Did you have a lot of energy all of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
Good a bit of the time.
Have you feel downhearted and blue all of the time, most of the time, and a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
A good bit of the time.
Okay. Did you feel worn out all of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
A little bit of the time.
Have you been a happy person all of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
A good bit of the time.
Did you feel tired all of the time, most of the time, a good bit of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
Some little bit.
Little bit. During the past 4 weeks, how much of the time has your physical health or emotional problem interfered with your social activity, like visit with friends, relatives? All of the time, most of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time?
Some of the time.
How true or false is each of the following statement for you? I seem to get sick a little easier than other people. Definitely true, mostly true, don't know, mostly false, and definitely false.
I would say most of the truth.
Most of true. And I am as healthy as anybody I know. Definitely true, mostly true, don't know, mostly false, and definitely false.
Well, my kids say definitely true.
Definitely true. I expect my health to get worse. Definitely true, mostly true, don't know, mostly false, and definitely false.
Mostly false.
Mostly false. And my health is excellent. Definitely true, mostly true, don't know, mostly false, and definitely false.
Mostly true.
Mostly true. Okay, and so mom, the result of our interview today is a physical functional 25%,
Okay.
role limitation due to physical health 25%, and role limitation due to emotional problem 100%,
Still is. God.
and energy 15.5%, and emotional well-being 15.6%, social functional as 37.5%, fine 100%, and general health 17%, and health change 17.5%. I will send you the result by email soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will be great.
Okay. Thank you for the time and see you next time, mom.
Yes. It feels so great with all the interview.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that interview. I feel great and I do great and I feel healthy. I live healthy. So anyhow, I don't care. Thank you so
thank you.
much. Bye.
Bye.
So it was our interview. Use SF-36 to measure the quality of life. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye!